Hi guys! Hey, I thought I'd do a Q&A. I asked you guys for some questions yesterday and you guys delivered, so I thought I'd do a Q&A. That's pretty much the introduction for a Q&A, isn't it? One of these questions is from ages ago, so I saved it, and it's a great question, so I'm excited. Who is your favorite and least favorite character from Friends and why? Okay, well, let's do least favorite first, and that would be Ross, of course. Ross is the worst character, worst person. I mean, if there was a person like that in real life, he'd probably be in jail. He sucks. First of all, he's a terrible parent, A. B, he's honestly, it's like he hates women. He thinks he owns them. If you go back and watch, I mean, there's tons and tons of like BuzzFeed lists about why Ross is awful. He just treats Rachel terribly. Even when she flew to go and tell him that she loved him on his wedding, she still didn't do it. She got there and decided not to because she would want him to be happy, and he couldn't do that for her. Every time she got close to happiness, he just got in her way and made things horrible. And then when she got pregnant, he was like, yeah, we're getting married, and he was just so horrible to her, never wanted her to be happy with anyone but him. He always just like thought that she was his, the whole thing with Mark at her job. He didn't want her to have a job that she was happy with, that took up time for her. And then, I don't know, just there's so many things about Ross that are just awful. He's a terrible friend. Also, I don't ever see him being there for anyone. He's never really truly there and cares about what happens to anyone when they're upset, when things happen for them. He's just terrible. I hate Ross, and I hate that Rachel ended up with him. I literally hate that. My favorite character, as much as I relate to Monica and Chandler's relationship, and I feel like my personality is a mix of Monica and Chandler, like 100%, probably like, let's say like 70% Monica and 30% Chandler. But as much as I love them as a couple, I think that the best character that I think is like the person I would want in my life if they were real, yes, I'm taking this question quite seriously, is Joey. When I first used to watch a show, I thought Joey, ugh, like whatever, no big deal, like there's nothing great about him. But really, when you watch back as an adult, there's so many things you pick up on. He is the best friend. He really is. He was there for all of them, no matter who it is, whether it's Phoebe or Rachel or Monica, Chandler, or even Ross. Like, he is there, and he's there to support them. You know, he was willing to step aside and not be with Rachel even though he was in love with her because he felt so guilty, and he just wanted to be there for his friends. And I think honestly Rachel and Joey being together would have been way better. They were way so much more suited for each other. He obviously cared more about her, wanted her to be genuinely happy regardless of him. When they got together in season 9, I was like rooting for that so bad. I hate that they cut it off. And he's just so kind and funny and sweet, and it sucks that he was the only one that didn't really end up with anyone. That's just so unfortunate because he really was the best out of all of them. Like, if you go back, he truly cares about everyone, goes out of his way to help them. I don't know, I think Joey just wanted his friends to care about him as much as he cared about them. Okay, great. Then her next question was, what's your favorite quote from Friends? Now, there's lots of quotes in Friends, and as much as some of them are very popular, this one I don't even know if it's a quote, but when I was in middle school, we had to pick an episode or like a scene from a movie to perform in like a performing arts class, and my group picked a scene from Friends, and it was the Thanksgiving episode, the one where the plates break and they're talking about the Queen of England coming to eat or whatever. It's the one where Joey misses his being on the parade with Days of Our Lives cast. One of my favorite things, and this is a recurring thing throughout the show, is when Joey goes, I just love it. I love that part. Like, I love when he does that. Next question is, if you could live in any TV show, what TV show would it be? Oh my god. As much as I would want to say like the Vampire Diaries, because I would love to be a vampire, I'm not gonna say that. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with Supergirl. It's like a different reality, I guess you can say, but I just love that show. Like, every single week I watch that show, I genuinely love it. Like, there's some shows I love watching on Netflix, like back-to-back episodes and binging, and some shows aren't as good when you watch them like week to week, but Supergirl you can watch either way, and it's addicting. Not only do I love the characters, but although there's so much like evilness going on, there's so much like girl power, and all the women on that show, whether they're sisters or friends, even when they get in a fight or they disagree, they still support each other, and it's such a nice thing to see. But I guess I'm gonna go with Supergirl. I mean, I'm sure I could like make an argument for every single show I've watched. If someone paid you $1 million, would you shave your head? Oh, that's such a hard question, because $1 million would help me a lot. I could pay off all my debt. I could pay off my college loans. Oh god, that would be great. But I think I would just be so miserable. If I got $1 million, I could buy like the perfect wig, but my hair is like I love my hair, and it's such a security thing. Depends what's more important, like money to do all the things you're gonna worry about in your future, or being in the moment. I would just love to keep my hair. I have to sneeze. Okay, bless me. You know, I think if I was asked that question last year, I might have said yes, but I think I'm gonna go with no. What a yawn that was. Okay, someone asked me, what's your dream job? I guess it's like a really kind of a three-way tie. So as much as I love YouTube, and if my YouTube channel could take off and this could be my like sole job that was bringing in income, I would be beyond happy in the sense that I wouldn't have to really challenge myself. And I know it sounds bad, and it's not like this job is easy, because it's challenging and there's problems, of course, but it's just I wouldn't have to challenge myself out of my comfort zone. I think that's how I would put it, because I'm my own boss kind of, and I don't have to work. It sounds so bad because I don't have to work with other people. I don't know, I would love this, but at the same time, like if we're talking not on YouTube, my dream job would be being a writer. I'd love to be like the next like female Nicholas Sparks or something. I think that would be really great. I think it would really challenge me a lot, because when I used to write more often, I felt like I was really challenging myself and stepping out of my comfort zone. And although writing is something you can do from home, there's so much that goes along with it, and I also just really want to be a writer. That's been like my goal, like my dream for a very, very, very long time, since before YouTube. And my last dream job is so cheesy, but being a stay-at-home mom. Although I'd love to do like YouTube or write while I'm a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home mom is like the one thing I want more than anything else in this world, so it's a three-way tie. Next, what's your favorite childhood memory? Oh, darn, there's so many. This is gonna sound so cheesy, like there's so many memories flying through my mind from going to the beach, going to the boardwalk with my family, and stuff with all of us together and everything, but it sounds really weird. Like there's one that's sticking out in my head, and it's super weird. When my brother was young, I'm 4.5 years older than him, so when he was a baby and stuff, I would help change his diaper, and I was at that age where I really wanted to be a good big sister. And I think when he was, I can't remember how old, but when he finally got into like his twin bed, they had one of those like things on the side of it so that he couldn't fall out of it. I would go and wake him up in the morning, and to wake him up, he had this toy. It was like a Blue's Clues toy, and it had like 7 little things on it, all different like character things from Blue's Clues, and one of them was the mailbox from Blue's Clues. It was like, mail time, here's a mail, it's gonna, something, I can't remember the words, but you hit it and it sang that song, and it was really loud and annoying, and that's what song I would have to play to wake him up. I don't know why there was that memory, like waking him up every day doing that was like so cute. I think for a long time me and my brother were super, super close when he was little, and I loved taking care of him and stuff, and now he's like 20, so it's obviously a bunch of different relationship. I don't know, I love that. That's such a weird thing. That's such a weird answer. Let's moving on. Oh, a long-time viewer. I asked a couple of questions. She said she googled some MySpace questions from those surveys. I do remember she asked if I remember those. I 100% remember those. No, I don't even think anyone ever read mine. Like, I don't think anyone cared. Although if you like liked a boy, you go and read his and be like, oh my god, with the same answers. I was a lunatic. Oh my god, MySpace days. I wish that's the part of my life I could like block out forever. Okay, our first question was, what is the last dream that you remember having? Okay, so I'm on some medication, and I've been noticing since I've been on it, I've been having the weirdest dreams. Last night I did have a dream, because I remember it when I woke up this morning, and it was bizarre. It might be because I'm on my period, TMI. You know how like when you're on your period you get like really upset over the tiniest things? So in my dream, I was making meatballs. Don't even barely eat meat anymore, so don't know why I've been making meatballs, but I was making meatballs and I couldn't find our family recipe. I never made them, like my sister and my mom always make that. Like I don't like touching that meat and stuff, but I was making meatballs and they were like browning in the pan, but I knew I hadn't mixed them together right. Like I hadn't put all the ingredients in. I could not find the recipe anywhere. So I was asking my sister and I was asking my mom, like, what is the ingredients? Like, just tell me. Like, I don't need to find the recipe. You don't need to help me find it. Just tell me. Like, you make it all the time. You know what goes in it. And they both wouldn't help me, and I was getting so frustrated and angry. It definitely has something to do with my period. And then they were like burning, and I wasn't flipping them because I kept looking for the recipe, and they were really plain. And like then I finally found out like a few of the ingredients, and instead of mixing them in with the meat, because I already made the meatballs, I just like dumped it in the pan that was browning in. And that's pretty much all I remember. So I have riveting dreams. Number 2, can you whistle, wink, and curl your tongue? Whistle. That's the extent of that. Wink. Yeah. Sure. And curl my tongue. I can't do like the clover thing or turn it to the side, but I can do that. Can't everyone do that? No? I don't know. How would you answer the biggest weakness question at an interview? Okay, so I've answered this question at an interview, which kind of is a bad answer, but I just want to be honest with people. I don't want to take a job that I wouldn't be good at because of this, and lately my answer has been that I like to work on my own timetable, and I almost feel like that almost didn't get me the one job I got when I answered this question, but I did get it. I said that I'm a very unique worker where I don't like to take breaks, and I guess in some senses that can be good, but I get really focused when I'm working, and I will literally, if I have a project assigned to me and I know I can finish it in a day, I won't do anything else. Like, I will not take a break for lunch. I won't do anything but focus on that. And I do that now with my writing and with my videos. Like, I don't like to start editing a video unless I know I can finish it in a sitting or like in that one time that I cut out to do it. But I did that with essays and stuff. Like, I always hated writing the rough draft and then writing the full paper. I like to just do it all at once. So when I'd have a 5-page essay due and then a 3-page rough draft due like a week before, I'd finish the 5-page paper and then cut stuff out and hand in the rough draft, and then I wouldn't have any work to do to edit the rough draft because I already finished it. That's how I do it. Have you ever dated someone twice? I'm guessing that means like broke up with someone and got back together. Yes, twice actually, like with 2 different people. In high school, my first relationship, like my first real relationship, was a completely on and off relationship, so I probably dated him like, oh my god, I don't even know how many times. And then the boyfriend who I had on my channel, who I dated for about 6 months, we broke up, or he broke up with me, and then a few days later, about a week later or something like that, he had like a closure conversation, which turned into us getting back together, and then we were back together for like a week, and then I broke up with him, and in that week that we got back together, I slowly had a realization that this was horrible and I should not have gone back together with him. Number 5, would you ever get a tattoo? No. Never in a million years, ever, no, never, nope, not a chance. No. What's your dream car? Honestly, I'm not so much of a car person. I couldn't be more, like, less bothered by a car. My car is pretty basic. As long as it's, like, something that has the things that I need in it, like a phone charger outlet, and, like, that's pretty much it. It's, like, good mileage, good for the environment. I don't know. There's a Volkswagen I really like. It's called the Tiguan. I'm totally saying that wrong, but my friend had it in high school, and I drive it sometimes, and I loved how it drove. I love the size of it. It's like a small SUV. This was so long ago, but if they still make that car, I'd be interested in buying that one day. But really, dream car. I'm more of like a dream house person. What's your favorite LUSH product? Ooh. I've tried a lot from LUSH, and I love the face masks. I don't buy them that often because, like, you have to use them so quickly. I love their body conditioner, the Rose Argan body conditioner. That stuff is phenomenal and it smells so good, but it's so expensive. So my favorite product is the one I constantly have probably repurchased like 4 or 5 times now, which is the Angels on Bare Skin Cleanser. Freaking love that stuff. Next, your favorite Christmas song? I love a lot of the classic ones, like the classic ones that are like in every Christmas movie, but my favorite one to sing is the one by Britney Spears. That's like my favorite song to sing. And I actually sang it for like my music class once. I absolutely love that Christmas song. Favorite room in the house and why? Is it like really self-centered if I say my room? And then the last question for this Q&A. Wait, no, 2 more. I lied. That's not the last question. There's 2 more questions. Describe your dream proposal. Okay, well, this isn't going to be a very exciting answer either. So, as much as I love watching like big proposal videos and I think it's so cute and sweet, I would not want any of that. The only thing I would want is for him to hire someone to take photos without me knowing, or record it without me knowing, because I'd love to see my reaction. Like, I'd love to look back on that. Oh, it would be amazing. But if he didn't do that, I wouldn't be too bothered. Like, that's the one thing that he could do that I would love. But I wouldn't want it to be public. That's like honestly, that's my nightmare. Like, if someone proposed to me in public or in front of my family or friends, I would freak out. I would hate that so much. I would have to say no, because I'd be like, you know nothing about me if you thought that this was a good idea. I don't like things like that in public. Like, I like watching it, but I never would want to be a part of it. I think there's so much pressure in that. Whether if it was at a restaurant or anything, like, I would not want that. Even if it was in front of no one I knew, I would be so not okay with that. I know it sounds weird, I just would be so uncomfortable and feel pressured and feel like I couldn't know if I was truly happy about it. Although I would hope that someone who proposed to me knows I would want to marry them, and we had like plenty of talks before that. My dream proposal is like, what's that movie, Stepmom? I love that movie, Stepmom, with Julia Roberts, like how he proposed to her in that movie. Or like Time Traveler's Wife, something like that, just sweet in bed, completely private. That's just more me. I'm quite private when it comes to things like that. And if it wasn't private, it'd be like on a beach but no one else was around, or taking a walk or something like that, something random and like just that really is true to our relationship. The only person who can be there is the person recording it. I could not know about it. How exciting. And then the last one is your favorite recipe. Oh boy. Trying to kill me. One that I think that would be something I'd be in the mood for really like a lot would be the shrimp scampi recipe. I'll link to my favorite recipe videos below. But my shrimp scampi recipe, yeah, I love shrimp. As much as I try not to eat meat right now or like dairy, I'm all about seafood, and that recipe is amazing. It's like the perfect amount of lemony, garlic, and like a little bit of spice. You could serve it over anything. So good. And my friend who asked me this, she's gonna be like, oh gross, because she doesn't like shrimp. But that was my last question for this Q&A. If you guys want more in the future, let me know. Feel free, if you didn't know I was doing this, to leave more questions down in the comments and I'll save them for next time. That's all. Oh my god, I just kind of burped. Ew. Ugh, gross. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!